The journey so far. It started in the heart of KL where we picked up our rental car and headed toward Putrajaya, the Green City. This place felt like an oasis with lush gardens and beautifully designed buildings. And then there was the Pink Mosque. We'd seen photos, but seeing it in person, with its reflection dancing on the lake, it was something out of a dream. From above, Putrajaya came alive. We even drove around the world's largest roundabout, which felt like it stretched forever. Then there was Port Dickson, a small coastal town with the bluest water we'd encountered yet. We wandered along the coast, letting the waves lap against our feet, and then discovered overwater bungalows that were even more stunning from above. There's a certain peace you feel in a place like that, where the ocean meets the sky. Next, Melaka greeted us, a city rooted in history with colonial architecture and ancient stories around every corner. We watched the boats drift down the river, tracing the route of trade long ago. But the food? Melaka took us on a culinary adventure. Coconut balls that melted in our mouths, dragon's beard candies spun before our eyes, and steamed rice cakes with palm sugar centers. We couldn't leave Melaka without visiting another floating mosque which stood majestically against the sunset. We wound our way up toward Genting Highlands, a drive that seemed to go on forever, climbing higher with each twist, and suddenly, we were in a different world. Surrounded by mist and clouds, the Chinsui Temple was nothing short of mystical. Here we saw the biggest Buddha yet, and playful monkeys darted around while gondolas glided quietly above. Climbing the Chinsui Pagoda's 9 floors felt like a journey within itself. By the time we reached the top, we were literally in the clouds, breathing in the cool, crisp air. Cloud9 doesn't get closer than this. Sikhinchan came next, with endless rice paddies. We arrived, expecting lush green fields, but most had already been harvested. Still, Sikhinchan had its surprises. A decommissioned bus turned into a cozy cafe right in the heart of the fields. And just nearby, a retired airplane sat quietly among the paddies, a surreal sight blending machinery with nature in a way that only Malaysia can. Then it was Cameron Highlands, where the landscape shifted to sprawling tea plantations. We visited the Bow Tea Plantation and sipped tea that lasted like the hills themselves, fresh and calming. And just as we thought we'd seen it all, the sheep sanctuary surprised us with alpacas, their quirky personalities adding a playful note to the day. Ipoh, often called Asia's most underrated city, was next. Imagine limestone karsts rising out of koi-filled ponds and mysterious temples hidden behind caves. Ipoh's fruits were just as spectacular, pomelos as big as our heads. The limestone-rich soil makes the fruit here deliciously unique. Downtown, we roamed through lively markets, tried some interesting bites, and admired intricate murals that told the city's story in vibrant colors. Ipoh's heritage runs deep, and you can feel it in every street and alley. And then there's the food. The famous white coffee and custard pudding, a combination I'll be craving for years to come. Crossing one of the longest bridges we'd ever driven took us to Penang. We began with Kekwaksi Temple, the biggest Buddhist temple in all of Malaysia, then dove into the colorful hustle of Little India where samosas and spices filled the air. The habitat on Penang Hill let us breathe in the wild beauty of Penang's flora and fauna with views that swept across the island. At Georgetown's Klang jetties, the floating houses line the water, where entire communities live as they have for generations. We found hidden street art in unexpected places, each mural a nod to Penang's past. And then, the Blue Mansion, a slice of luxury and a scene from Crazy Rich Asians, a reminder that Penang holds history, culture, and a touch of glamour. One of the most serene moments came at Batu Ferry Beach, where we met Lily, a stray cat who seemed to be a kindred spirit. She was a little ball of warmth and curiosity. It was love at first sight. It's funny how something as simple as a cat and a beach can make a place feel even more like home. On our last day, we found ourselves in Balik Pulau, surrounded by paddy fields and larger-than-life container art, reminiscing on each stop of this journey. It's been exhausting, yes, the constant packing, the long drives, the feeling of never settling, but it's also been life-changing. These 30 days on the road have shown us a Malaysia we'll never forget. Now we're setting off for one last destination, Langkawi Island. It's bittersweet knowing this journey is coming to an end, but there couldn't be a better place to close this chapter. Blue waters, lush jungles, and mangrove forests await. A perfect place to finally slow down, take a breath, and let the beauty of the past month sink in and live on island time. Morning, guys. Today happens to be a travel day. We had an incredible last day in Penang and we're so sad to leave, but we have to make it to our next destination. We have a 2.5 hour drive up to Alor Setar Airport where we have to drop off our rental, and then from there we have to take a grab to the ferry terminal where hopefully we get some tickets to take the ferry to Langkawi. This morning is such a beautiful drive because we are seeing just endless rice paddies. It's such a beautiful morning. Rays are coming out of the clouds and
everybody's making their way to work.
Yes, lots of hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
So nice.
Guys, we're in Alor Setar right now. We're returning the rental, but we just saw the tower that was actually shown on the tower map in Menara KL when we have visited, and actually it's right in front of us. It looks just like the Menara KL tower, but smaller, but pretty big. It looks massive in person. So we are officially carless. Just dropped off our rental at the airport.
Yeah, here at Alor Setar.
At Alor Setar, yeah.
Airport, and shout out to Eamon if you're watching. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
He's gonna drive our car all the way back to KL.
He actually flew from KL just to come here, grab the car, go back to KL.
Cool job.
Yeah. Beautiful trip though overall. And now let's go over to the jetty. Gotta catch a grab ride over to the Kuala Jetty.
Yes, and it's a 28-minute. Yeah. It's a 28-minute grab ride.
Yeah.
And it cost us only $4.
Yeah, 20 RM. So.
Good news, we finally got our ferry tickets. They had lots available, but unbeknownst to us. So we got here, got the ferry tickets. They were actually 34.50 ringgit per person, which is a little over $7. Mm-hmm. Great deal.
Great deal compared to a flight. So there is an airport on the island, so that's an option if you guys are possibly traveling from further away. But the fact that we were so close, just decided to take a ferry ride and kind of enjoy the seas as we go along. So,
yeah, it's great timing. It's at 1 p.m. We still have an hour and a half left, so we're just gonna chill here, just wait for the ferry time, boarding time.
Yeah.
And it kind of feels like a mini airport.
It does,
This ferry terminal, but it's not super busy. Hopefully it stays this way. But it's really nice. We're gonna just hang out and wait to go in.
Yeah.
Our ferry may have arrived. There's people just kind of exiting. It's so cool. It's like kind of big. It looks like a
big ferry. Yeah. Supposedly they say the 1 o'clock ferry ride is the most booked, but hopefully not. But yeah, they have 10 a.m., 1 o'clock, 4 p.m., and 7 o'clock.
Yeah, so we were thinking worst comes to worst, we have the one actually 4 p.m. and the 7 p.m. So. Or tomorrow. But here we are. Good stuff. We're off to Langkawi.
Nice. Feels like a very airport-like situation.
Yeah, I guess this is our ferry.
Nice.
Number 6.
Our current seating situation.
Yes.
4 across. Got a window seat too. So for your luggage, you could there's a stowing place.
So we have our backpacks tightly stuck under in front of our feet. It feels a little bit cramped, but I think it should be fine. It's still like
it's got more leg room,
yeah.
And they also have top racks where you could put your smaller bags. So a lot of options to put your luggage in bag.
There's a limit though, 5 kg limit. If it's any more than that, I wouldn't.
I don't think putting my bag would be
Overhead on someone else's.
Yeah, because it might just bring the whole rag down. This ferry terminal actually looks like an airport terminal. It's got all kinds of shops, perfume shops, coffee cafes, Zeus coffee, pharmacies, duty free. So
Langkawi is a duty-free island.
yeah. Here in Langkawi, made it to our accommodation. Sunset was just a few minutes ago. Shafeen is actually passed out from motion sickness on the boat, but beautiful accommodation. Langkawi so far has been beautiful. Actually, we could see the skywalk, the cable car rides up the mountain. It's one of the highest peaks up the island. But yeah, thanks for coming along. Hopefully showing you guys the process of the ferry and the terminal was helpful. But for now, we'll catch you in the next video. Remember, wherever you go, don't forget to wander. See you in the next video.
Next on WeWanderlustCo.